Hey everybody, Andrew Warren with the Fire Store here. Happy EMS week. Today we're going over 3 of StatPack's awesome bags. We've got the breather, the responder, and the load and go. Awesome bags, really enjoy using them. So we're going to go through each one in depth and give you some of the pros and cons of each of the bags. To start off, I'd like to say that all the material in these bags are all training materials, so none of this stuff is actually being used. But to start, we'll start with the breather. So this bag I've been using as my current house bag for my fire department that we've been training with. And I really enjoy using this bag. I really like the features that it comes with. So to start, it's got this really great grip compartment on the front, which is really easy to open. Inside, I have my tools up front for easy access, PPE, my vital signs equipment, and then just some BLS drugs. So some albuterol, some aspirin, and some nasal Narcan. The one thing that I really like about this front pouch is these loops are all different sizes, so I can fit different things in different spots. For example, the aspirin loop is a little bit bigger than the albuterol, the Narcan, etc. It also comes with this real nice band up top that allows you to have your tools and stuff stored in the band so that they don't slip and slide out. In the main compartment, open this up. I've got all my airways for easy access right at the top. Got our NPAs here. In here, I've got all of my oxygen administration equipment. So my non-rebreathers, my nasal cannulas, my nebulizers. In this main compartment over here, we've got my D tank. I've got some fluids in here, so some sterile water, some flushes, etc. Pediatric BVM, adult BVM, manual suction, a C-collar, and then a mega mover. The one thing that's nice about this bag is that it can hold a D-sized oxygen cylinder, and it's got a lot of room inside, so you can fit kind of really whatever you need to wherever it will fit. The other really nice thing about the StatPack's bags is they've got these zippers on the side that have these pull tabs, so it makes it really easy to close on any of the compartments. Now on the sides, on this side I have all of my splinting equipment. So in here I have my SAM splints, I have tape, I have cold and hot packs, some Coflex, some triangle bandages, and some tape as well as in here. The one thing that I'm not a huge fan of with these StatPack's bags is these zippers aren't the full length of the compartment, so it can be sometimes difficult getting these larger items inside this pocket. StatPack also makes their bags with this rubberized material on the outside, which is great, especially in the field of EMS, because, as many of you know, EMS is a very messy field, so if you get contaminants on your bags, you can just hose it off. Over here, this is my trauma compartment. So I've got all my gauze over here, some Band-Aids, alcohol wipes, roller gauze, etc. In here's all my burn equipment, so I've got 2 survival blankets, I've got some burn dressings, and over here's all my mass trauma stuff. So my cat tourniquet, my S-rolled gauze, Israeli bandage, chest seals, hemostatic gauze, etc. So that's the breather. Again, with the breather, it's really nice for a BLS first response agency or even some ALS agencies who are just trying to get the essentials inside the door. Again, really like it and really enjoy using it. It's very comfortable to wear. All of StatPack's bags are backpacks. They're very cushioned and they're very comfortable. They've got a chest strap as well that's adjustable, so it sits really nice on your back. Moving on, we'll go over to the load and go. So the load and go is the same design setup as the breather, however, it's just a little bit smaller. This bag will not hold an oxygen cylinder, but that's pretty much the only difference between that and the breather. Again, you've got this rip down flap on the front. Open it up. Inside I have all my mass trauma equipment. So my chest seal, my cat tourniquet, my S-rolled gauze, hemostatic gauze, Israeli bandage, etc. Over here I've got all my vital signs equipment, blood pressure cuff, stethoscope, pulse ox, trauma shears, etc. Folding this back up. The side compartment over here, we've got some SAM splints, some finger splints, bunch of Coflex, Ace Wraps, triangle bandages. Zip that back up. On the other side, we've got hot and cold packs, some athletic pre-wrap, and some tape. Again, very basic, nothing too crazy. Zip this back up. Open up our main compartment here. BVM up top. There's a reason this BVM is up here, and I will explain that in a minute. I've got some tissues, Neosporin, sterile water, just the basics. This is a flap here, and I am not the biggest fan of this flap whatsoever. Reason being, it's attached with this piece of Velcro, and when it's laying flat inside the bag, you really can't put anything on the bottom of the bag, and it's very difficult to put stuff on top of this. Meaning if I need to get to my gauze or to my roller gauze, I have to take everything out just to get to it. Not a real big fan of that. So we've got our basic trauma supplies, some flushes, some gauze, roller gauze, etc. Open the tab up. I've got a burn dressing and a trauma dressing in here. Again, this is nice because it runs the length of the flap, but the problem is opening it up wide enough to get the dressings out and stuff can be a pain in the butt. And again, this is detachable. You can remove it. You can change the orientation of it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's nice to have as an extra compartment space, but it's kind of more in the way. So in the middle here, I've got a C-collar. I've got a small cardboard splint. I've got a pocket mask, and I've just got my oral airways up at the top here for easy access. Once again, made of that same rubberized material that I talked about with the breather. Again, also a backpack. This bag would be great for a BLSFR agency who's not carrying oxygen, or even on a BLS ambulance. You know, most BLS ambulances have the oxygen right on the stretcher and just use a separate house bag. This would be great for that. Moving on to the final bag is StatPack's G3 Responder. This is the biggest bag that StatPack makes. As you can see, it's rather tall. Definitely a unique design. I'm still not sure how I feel about this one. It's definitely got some interesting things to talk about. So this is honestly the front of the bag, and it's got these skids on it so that when you lay it down, it rests on the skids, which is an interesting design because not many bags do that. It has this aluminum frame up at the top that allows the straps to kind of slide off and give you access to the main compartment. So, starting on the side here is I've got kind of just some basic trauma stuff, some eye care equipment, roller gauze, regular gauze, Band-Aids, 4x4s, 5x9s. In here's all my burn stuff. Again, big thing to mention is these pockets are, while it seems like there's a lot of room in here, I have very small equipment in size, so it's easy to access. But try putting like a SAM splint or a C-collar in here. It's rather difficult, which is one thing that I'm not a huge fan of. Again, made of that same rubberized material. It's got the pull zippers. Up at the top is all my vital signs equipment, stethoscope, pulse ox, blood pressure cuff, etc. I've got a red bag in there as well. Coming around to this side. Again, in here I did put the SAM splint, but again, it's a little difficult to get this out. This is very taut, and it's difficult to get it out. Cold packs, triangle bandages, Coflex, Ace bandages, etc. Very basic. Now this is where this bag gets interesting. The backpack part of this is how you access the main compartment. Now you open this up and you've got the StatPack cells inside, and you've got this big pocket over here. Over here I've got a burn dressing and some emesis bags up at the top. This bag is made for these modules. I will say that coming right out of the gate. Trying and putting a oxygen cylinder in here with equipment is very difficult. These cells are, I really enjoy some of these cells. Some of them I don't, and I will explain that in a minute. So we'll kind of start we'll start with our universal cell. In here, I have all my major trauma equipment. So my Israeli bandage, cat tourniquet, needle decompression, sterile water, etc. Nothing astronomically crazy. The universal cell is pretty much a big box. There's nothing special about it. It's got this hard, rigid foam which protects the equipment, but I find that as we in EMS like to stuff packs full of equipment, it's not good for expansion. The airway cell, again, you can see this is bursting at the seams. This is one of those cells that I'm not a huge fan of, for the reason being. So you open it up, I've got my nasal airways, I got my oral airways. Okay, now you open this up. You really don't have a lot of room inside. I've got my training endotracheal tubes, suction, capnography, HEPA filter, and BVM. The tubes sit inside here, but closing this on top of it, you're squeezing everything down, which I'm not a huge fan of. Open this up, I've just got my laryngoscope blades inside here. But again, like I said, it's not a ton of room. Not the biggest fan of this cell itself. But again, these cells also come with these pull tabs. And the other thing, they're all color-coded. And they say airway on them, and they match the green. That's a really nice plus. Moving into the IV cell. This one is I actually really like. For the reason being, you can fit a bag of fluid in it. You can put a pressure infuser in here. You can put hot and cold packs. This one actually has a lot of room, and I really enjoy using this pack. So I've got 3 start kits in here, a bunch of angios, some drip sets, Sharps shuttle. Other than that, nothing too crazy. But I do like this because it's easy to grab. You can kind of toss it to someone in the event that they need it. Really, really do like this cell. Last but not least, the medicine cell. Once again, let me reiterate, all the medications in here are practice medications. They are not real medications. Open this up. We've got just another set of IV stuff, just for your dextrose administration and stuff like that. Open this up. We've got some more fluids, and then obviously our D10. We've got some oral glucose, some glucose tablets. Open this guy up. You've got just some practice epinephrine, some practice adrenal. So 1 to 1,000 epi, 1 to 10,000 epi, and some Narcan down here. And then you've got your pre-filled syringes over here. Again, the big thing that I don't like about this, yes, you've got this big cavity here, but fitting all of the boxed medications that belong in a paramedic drug box is very difficult inside here. These are nice for all of your vials and your ampules and stuff like that, but you can only fit so much. And again, trying to outfit a full paramedic level drug box in just this little pouch is very, very difficult. This would be great for like an advanced level truck or for even a BLS level truck. You know, just throwing all your BLS medications and stuff in here would be nice. But again, as you can tell, there's really not much in here, and it's pretty bursting at the seams. So again, for the value of these packs, they're nice. Would I use them? Yes. But is it the end-all solution? I don't think so. So that's going to be the responder. Again, like I said, this is all based on cells. This is not something that you're just going to throw all your equipment in. Actually, this is the inside of it. There's no organizers in here. It's just open. Now, yes, you can get the StatPack's O2 cell and, put an O2 tank in here, but then you're pretty much limiting, 3/4 of your entire box. So you're really not getting the best value out of this bag. So this bag would be really good for, paramedics, anybody at the ALS level who needs to carry a lot of equipment. This bag holds the most equipment out of all of the 3 bags that I've reviewed today. And again, like you just saw, it's very difficult to get these cells in here when they're bursting at the seams. And given the equipment that paramedics and advanced need to carry, it's going to be bursting at the seams. So, in summary, this bag would be great, like I said, for paramedics who need to haul a lot of equipment, advanced who want to carry everything in one bag. This is the bag you want to get. One thing that I do like to say is coupling bags together. At our fire department, we use a BLS bag, and most of us who work on an ambulance have a BLS bag and an ALS bag. So doing that system works out really well. Again, with the responder, it's made of that same PVC material, and it's also a backpack, as I mentioned. The one thing that I will say about the backpack, it feels like you're wearing a back brace. It's very rigid. It's not flexible like the other bags are. So this one can get uncomfortable on your back for a while. But other than that, I have nothing but good things to say about StatPacks. I've used them for a while. I enjoy their product. They make a very good product. Their customer service is outstanding. And they will always take care of their customers and their product. They will always back it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself, to the Fire Store, or to StatPacks. Check StatPacks out at statpacks.com. Check them out on the Fire Store. And we'll catch you next time for another review. Thanks for watching.